season doesn't tell you is what it took from these kids to get where we got. You know, I mentioned at a pep rally about our championship, district championship. That's a great thing to win. But the win isn't the thing that's important. The thing is I remember last year what we thought we wanted our goals to be. And that was one of our goals, to win the district championship. And the great thing about that championship isn't the plaque. It isn't the record. It isn't just the playoffs. It's the fact that we said we could do that, and we did that. And I don't think there were very many times this year that we were outmatched. It didn't happen because our kids wouldn't let that happen. I think we have great competitors, and I appreciate the effort you guys put forth. You know, I think back to the first day of practice, when we got the pads on, and we had to go block on the boards. Offensive linemen hate those things. And I always think, and the tight ends are always saying, are we with the linemen tonight? You know, like, do we have to do that? And yet, I think that's the thing that made us the team that we are. Because you were willing to do some things that you didn't want to. We're all that way. Usually the best things for us are the things we don't want to do. And I know that made us a better team. I took the backs over there one day and did the same drill. They didn't like it. They didn't want to go back and do that again. And that shows you the hard work you put into that does pay off. We are already looking to next year. And you know, that's a sad thing, and seniors know that. The first day of practice, one of the first days of practice, I always remind seniors, this is your last year, and it's going to go so fast. And I think the kids I really want to talk to are the underclassmen. When I tell the seniors that, because they already know that, you have to know that you don't know what tomorrow holds. Make sure you do something now. I look back and I remember my son going to state track meet as a freshman. If I said, oh, you know, he didn't do as well, he'll do fine. You don't know what the next year holds. He didn't go. The next year he went, he was sick. And that stuff happens. It's going to happen to us too. I appreciate the fact that when we went out to practice, you guys didn't want to practice because there are days none of us want to practice. But you did it anyway. I appreciate the seniors. I think about he looked like me most of the time. He's out there yelling. He was not going to let that happen. We were not going to let those things happen. Everybody picked up on that. Next thing you know, we got everybody telling each other that, and I appreciate that too. We did some great things this year. We broke a lot of school records. Probably the one that I was the most excited about is we had over 3,000 yards of offense this year. That's a pretty good feat in 9 games. We broke some other records, some individual records and some team records. Our defensive score or rushing, we held Oakland Craig to 51 yards rushing. That's quite an accomplishment. 52 was the record before that the 2001 group set against CC, which was a good one to set against too. Again, total yards 3,000. Defensive yards per game, we gave up. We had 333 yards a game offense, which I thought was excellent. You know, and we want to expound on that, but I thought that was a great thing. Defensive rushing, we allowed the opponent 126 yards of rushing a game. And considering some of the backs that we played against, I thought that was a great thing. Individual records, Nate Cribnow set a school record for most points. He eclipsed Derek Baca. Derek had 30 2 years ago against Wisner-Felder, and Nate had 32 this year against Osceola. Nate Cribnow also tied Derek Baca's record for most touchdowns in a game with 5. He did that against Osceola. Casey Beck tied the school record with most TD receptions in a game. He had 2. And Nate Cribnow broke the school rushing record. Nate Probasco held that, and Nate rushed for 1,195 yards. I think the best part is MJ had about 800 too. So between the two, we had about 2,000 yards, which is an excellent deal. Is that how many I told you? Yeah, I think it's 800 something. And Heath Anderson broke his own school record of passing. He had passed for 822 yards. And the last one, and man, I just wish Scott was here to hear this, but Greg Wagner tied Scott Beck's record for most interceptions in a season. He was 7. He's got a long ways to go to break Scott's record for a career, but he did tie him for 7 interceptions in the season. 7 in the season. So So, you know, I guess records don't mean a lot, but it does tell me one thing. It engages me is that I know we've had some good people here before and some good teams, and we have done better. I was watching the last couple of days. I've been taking stuff to the seniors. Any seniors didn't get a film from me. Every senior should have gotten a film of this year's game. I had somebody, and I did for a couple kids, I did last year's games, and I had a kid call me that didn't get one last year, didn't want to know he get it, so I ran that back, and as I was sitting at my desk today, I happened to catch some of those things. And it's amazing to me to watch that film and see how much better you kids were, especially you junior linemen, playing as sophomores, and how much better you were this year. The bad news is I expect to be that much better next year as seniors, but it was fun to watch you. It was fun. I get a kick out of watching our games and seeing our linemen knock people on their butt and drive them back 5 or 6 yards. This group did that as well as any group we've had since I've been here has been able to knock people off the ball. And that's what made us a good offensive rushing team. Defensively, I think we played as well a gap technique as we've ever played. I watched us, and a lot of times we teach our kids about taking control of a gap and then finding the ball. And it's amazing how many times I see our people get in there, take that guy on, and then go down the line and make tackle. So I think we've really improved in a lot of things, and those defensive ones are, I think, the ones that are in front of me to watch. I have some things to hand out to kids, and then I want, we're going to have the seniors come up here. This is for me, this is a gift for me. The kids are making fun of it. I got this gift today, it's cucumber melons for Bob, staff, and body work. So it wasn't from them. I'll just introduce everybody, and this is not written by grades. I'll just call you up here, and you can pick these up. And we also have pictures, and we'd like to thank Swanson's again. They have done this for ages, long before I was here, and give a nice little individual picture and a team picture. So we'll try to grab them that way. Can I get, you seniors come up here, you can help me pass this stuff out. We'll have you guys up here, line them out here a little bit. I have for everybody, the season stats. You can take a copy of these home, and then for the seniors, I have the season stats, and I have the stats for each individual game that I'll give to you as we go along here. So, here, I'll just call them on. Okay, you gotta go fast and find these pictures. Get a couple of these guys. Okay, these are certificate of participation from the state of Nebraska for making the playoff. If you've noticed, our district championship trophy is back, or plaque is back there. Susie Dull and I were talking earlier. I don't know if we have another plaque coming for a playoff. I think maybe that is to serve both purposes. If you win the district championship, you do go to the playoffs. So I think it probably is for both of them. But I know we got one last year, but we didn't go to the district, so I'll have to check on that. But I haven't seen anything. You guys, when you come up here, you guys make sure you grab a season stat, a picture, and your participation. And this is in no order, just calling the way that they're written up here. Ryan Ristow. Ryan Ristow's a junior. Did a great job. We expect a lot out of him next year. Ryan Zahorik. Ryan's a freshman. He's looking forward to getting off that scout team. Right? Joe Zahorik. Joe, same way. He loves that scout team. He's sticking his head there, knocking them big guys down all the time. Redford now. I think I do have these like last time. I think I messed up and put Rick's name on the first, so I didn't quite appreciate that. Redford. Ezra Henderson. Teddy Frizzell. I think the best thing that I like about football is the only sport that every kid is considered a varsity player, and they get the same award as everybody else. And I think that's great because they're involved no other way than they are in football. The rest of them may be a little bit like that too. MJ Buck. Jesse Frizzell. Casey Beck. Don't look so somber. That's an easy team. Don Brazell. Yeah, you're in here. Jordan Hogan. I think these are in the order of our weightlifting groups. Curtis Pocket. Anthony Schulenberg. Josh Stolberg. Greg Wecker. Greg, by the way, was injured in our playoff game and he's going to have surgery on Thursday. We have surgery on Thursday, be back to practice basketball on Wednesday. John Wright. Ryan Michael. Ethan Muller. Richard Cartwright. Nathan Fribnow. Matt Beerbaum. And Taylor Dahl. Okay, did I forget anybody? Everybody get one side senior? All right, seniors. Well, first of all, you in the class, you know, I'm excited for you. I think you're going to have a great football team next year. I hope that you have the same aspirations that this group had, that we start, day one starts early. In fact, we said it started the day after we got meetings. We kind of jokingly talked a little bit about this, but, you know, I'm one of those guys that likes to have some little saying to jump onto. And we kind of had one, and I was talking about it one day, and Nate Scribner says, man, you've really been thinking about this, haven't you? And I have. You know, I think our motto, or our saying here for the next, till football starts, is it's our baby. We have 9 months from the time football is over till August rolls around to get ready. You know, you go talk to any nutritionist, any pediatrician, they'll tell you that what you do for your baby before it's born is one of the most important things you'll do. And that's what we're talking about here. The same thing that this group of kids were willing to do was to work at it for a year. And that's basically what they did. And that's what you guys need to do too. You know, lifting is a big part of that. You get in the weight room twice a week during the in-season, 4 days a week if you're not out for something. And I hope that everybody's got 2 days because they're out for something. But I think you can learn one thing from this group of kids is they were willing to do that. They were the kids who were in the weight room. They were at summer league, in a passing league. And, you know, some people say, well, what do we do in a passing league? Gosh, you know, we throw about as often as both go up to Mississippi in January. But, you know, we do that because defensively it makes us a better ball team. You talk to any of our kids, they learn as much about defense when we go to that passing league. And we throw the ball pretty well there, too. But again, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, if you want to have this team that you had this year and better, then you need to figure out what these guys did. And they put their hearts and soul into winning that championship, and we want to do the same thing. Okay, seniors, John, make sure you get one of everything. Picture now. I'll talk to you in a second. Get his picture. Tyler Krakemeyer, Will Creeksell, Jordan Kastmeyer, Josh Dahl, Keith Anderson, and Nate Block. You know, I try to, it's hard to always say goodbye to a good group of kids, and these kids have done that. It's been fun for me because I think they really liked what they did. You know, I'm not going to, it's never the same for everybody. The experience is not the same for each kid. The amount of time they play,
all the things you do, nothing's ever equal except one thing. And I think this fact, all of these kids exemplify that as they cared about their team. That's what our motto was this year, you know, it's all about the team. I think the kids were really into that. I've never heard anybody complain. I think they've accepted roles, may not have always agreed, but that's the thing about being on a team is that you may not agree, but you do what's best for your team. And I appreciate that out of this group. I appreciate the biggest thing is that you were willing to get in the weight room. 4 or 5 years ago when the Booster Club put that money into that weight room, I promised them that it would get used. And it did get used every year. But it got better and better. And I think, again, this was the best lifting group we've had since I've been here. As a group. Total numbers. And I appreciate that. And I still think it's because of you guys. I appreciate everything you did. I hope that you use the things that you learned here as a team member. Not about just yourself. What did you do to help your team? I hope you remember that. Take that with you wherever you go. You know, I think there's a couple of them that have talked about playing football. You know, I think a lot of times they don't because they aren't sure. Well, I don't think anybody's ever sure except that I'm going to give it a shot. And I think they did that this year. I hope that you guys will consider doing that, going on and doing something with your God-given talent that you got. So I appreciate that. Thank you, fellas. We did something a little different this year. We have Coach Duncan got me involved in this Gatorade thing. Then I found out after the season was over, oh yeah, you were supposed to take a picture of the kids next to the Gatorade stuff to send in to say that we were part of their program. And I didn't do that the first year, so I thought maybe we wouldn't get this again, and they keep sending stuff to us. This year, last year we got, I don't know, 2 or 3 coolers, orange coolers and some things, and some Gatorade. And this year, and they gave us a couple t-shirts. This year, they sent a bunch of things here, and they are basically a little bag here that's got a t-shirt in it and a little pen, and there were some awards that went with this. And I have never, I've been coaching a lot of years, we've had some great football teams, and I've never given out an individual award, ever. And I don't because I don't want to pick something out because I always felt like, you know, even though somebody else may turn out to be this, everybody else had a hand in that. I've never done that. But I didn't know what to do with this stuff, and somebody mentioned, well, let the kids pick. So that's what we did. And things that they picked, this is through Gatorade. When they brought this to us, it was just basically, I think, Offensive Player of the Year. I got it here somewhere. Nathan? Here. They have an Offensive Player of the Year, a Defensive Player of the Year, Special Teams Player of the Year, the Will to Win Athlete. And I just told the kids that I wanted to be someone that showed their support in practice, could be on the scout team, could be on the sidelines, but this player should be a team guy. And then the Rookie of the Year, the only criteria for the Rookie of the Year is they had to be somebody that was starting for the first time. And if you started last year, you know, obviously you wouldn't have that chance. If you started this year, your name was included in there. And I think we had 9 kids who started for the first time or played a lot for the first time. So, I guess we'll just kind of hand these out. Again, this is not an indication of anything other than you did what your team expected you to do. Not everybody can win. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way with you either. But it's not an indication of anything if you didn't win. This simply means this is what your teammates thought of this person. First one we'll give is we'll just do the Rookie of the Year. I think that's probably good to go with. What's that? Yeah, I can see that. You just Jordan packed this for me, you can tell. Rookie of the Year. The choices were between Jesse Frizzell, Ethan Muller, MJ Baca, Jordan Hoagie, Ryan Bristow, Josh Stolberg, Josh Dahl, Jordan Kassmeyer, and John Stolberg. And the winner by their teammates was MJ Baca. Special Teams Player of the Year. Again, this is open to anybody. This one, 2 or 3 kids got a lot of votes. This player obviously was the top vote getter. Special Teams Player of the Year, Jesse Frizzell. Jesse made a lot of hits. He had a lot of tackles on that. The will to win athlete. This one was a tie. And I was excited when I saw this, and I don't have enough awards. So, one of them gets this bag. One of them gets the bag, and the other one gets the t-shirt and the little bag here. So, I was excited who they picked. The two choices were Ezra Henderson.
Yeah.
Woo! Ezra got this. I wish you could see on the sideline. When you go back and watch the film, he's got his hands up every time he's doing it. And he was excited. He was running up down the sideline. That's what we expect out of the people who are on the sideline. And they were that way in practice too, and we appreciate that. And the other person was Heath Anderson. That's the way a good team does it. Help each other. Okay, defensive player, he's now listed off. Offensive player of the year. Offensive player of the year, Nate Britnell. And defensive player of the year, Will Creekside. Player of the year. You know, I thought about trying to make sure everybody got an award, but I counted them up and there wasn't enough. So I went with what the kids said, and player of the year, Nathan Scribner. Yeah, that's gratitude for your teammates coaching. All he wants is one of these armbands. Okay, I do have an armband for everybody, so if you didn't win an award, you get one of these. They say Gatorade on it. So I want to reiterate what I said. You guys, those awards only mean one thing. You chose them to have that because you are the consummate teammate. You remember that. That's the most important thing we've done in football is we have a great team. You guys have always been good about that. Make sure you keep that out in the classroom. You can learn a lot from these kids. Okay, I guess that's about it. I will tell you that I went to a meeting last Wednesday in Omaha at an NSA meeting. I have to see the superintendent from Elmwood Murdoch. And Elmwood Murdoch, I don't think I told the kids this story, but I got to tell you, I told them before the game I wanted to win this game really bad. There was a reason why. So we talked about it a little bit, and then I thought, you know, maybe I think I will tell them. Well, we didn't win the game, and so I thought I don't want to say anything because I can't prove my point. But it just so happened that I applied for a job there about 15 years ago. And I got a great recommendation from a college coach, and he called me, and the superintendent called me, and he said he was really impressed. He talked about me, he was really impressed, but he was looking for someone a little younger. Could have that on tape. A little younger and a little more innovative. Well, you know, I didn't get to rub it in his face. I would have done that anyway, but it would have felt good. But what I did want to tell you was the guy that they fired him after a year, so if I work for me, I'm glad I'm here. So I appreciate everything you guys do too. Before you get something to eat here, I know you boys think you're going to eat first. Is that right? What do you parents think?
Number order, starting at 1.
Shouldn't it eat? I tell you what we're gonna do, we're gonna let the mothers eat first. The mothers, and then the boys, and then the dads. Dads eat last, that's the way it is. Okay? So it's moms first, and the girls. Whoever fixes your plate at home, you go with them. Okay? So, what we're gonna do here is, I kind of put in there, we threw around $3 a deal, what we'd like to do, some of you have already paid, and I threw it in the jug up there. What we'd like you to do is when you go through, throw some money in there. Just enough to pay for the stuff. We appreciate you putting that stuff in there. If you don't have money, don't worry about it. Just make sure you eat. I think there's enough for everybody. We do have some hot dogs we'll throw on at the end if we need more. But there was 150 hamburgers, so hopefully we'll So, if we could get our ladies to get up.